Hello and welcome for another edition of Tailgate Talk on sunjournal.com. Kalle Oaks, Randy Whitehouse. You can see us on the sidelines every week, siphoning off of McDonald's Wi-Fi, Rat reunion concerts, not Warren reunion concerts anymore, unfortunately.
Moment of silence, please.
But also here at sunjournal.com, here at Tailgate Talk every week, and we're going over the Class A slate. And Cal, I guess the game of the week in Class A is Bangor at Edward Little.
Yeah, and I guess you could say the Eddies can't say they weren't looking forward to it at all or looking ahead to it at all, because as soon as their win 33-11 over Coney last Friday night was over, I believe Coach Dave Sterling mentioned, hey, it's been since the late 80s, at least, since EL's had a win over Bangor. So it was in the back of their mind. And obviously, anytime you play Bangor, it's a game you look forward to. Playing them at home, playing them early in the year, I would say maybe that's the best case scenario to play a team like Bangor. Brunswick had its opportunity in week one and outgained Bangor 2-1, but turnovers bit them. And the Rams went away with a victory because the Rams tested last weekend at home against Lawrence. And what's usually the game of the year in the PTC. Huge game for EL at this point, just because of the fact, again, we've mentioned it a couple of weeks now, the top 4 teams only making the playoffs this year. If you go to 1 and 2 and you've already lost to Bangor, that's a team that you know is probably going to be in that top 4. There's a tiebreaker right there. So you want to get the edge, and EL certainly has that on its mind going into this game.
Another big game in week 3 for a couple teams looking to secure a playoff spot or get a leg up on a playoff spot early on. Lewiston at Brunswick. Is it fair to say that Lewiston's season's kind of at a crossroads here, Cal?
Yeah, I mean, they went into Messalonski last week as still the PTC favorite. They kind of were in the preseason. Nothing happened against Mount Ararat to indicate that wouldn't be the case. And then they just got housed by the Eagles out in Oakland the other night. A game that really wasn't that close. 48-27 is the final. It was 27-13 at the half, and being there and watching it, I thought there is no way Lewiston's coming back to win this game, and there wasn't. Jeff Turcotte had a fine game. He kind of scored in the third quarter to get things rolling again, but they just could not stop Messalonski in the double wing. And now you got a team in Brunswick that's got pretty much a full house backfield. They don't run the same offense as Messalonski, but they have 3 different threats to run the ball, plus their quarterback. They're a team, again, as we said, that hung in there with Bangor, beat Skowhegan convincingly on the road last weekend. They also don't want to go to 1 and 2 the way things are, so this is a pivotal game. You're going to look back in week 9 and say that week 3 game between Lewis and Brunswick is huge, I think.
Final game on the local slate, Lawrence and Oxford Hills. The Vikings pick up the first win of the Paul Withy era last week against Mount Ararat. Now, they've done that every year for the last 3 years now and ended up with 1 win on the season. They don't want to do that again. First, they're looking for some improvements every week. But they start off a tough run here with the Bulldogs.
Not a great way to build momentum off your first win, to host even, no matter where you play Lawrence. The Bulldogs with Spencer Carey at quarterback, they're explosive offensively, they're big up front, they're tough, they have that tradition. They haven't lost many regular season games over the last 10 years, let alone the last 3 or 4. It's just going to be a tough assignment for Oxford Hills. The one thing the Vikings will have going for them, the confidence of winning a game early in the season. They haven't won this early. They've started 0-3, 0-4, and then they've gotten that win over Mount Ararat the last few years. That could help going forward, but yeah, as we've mentioned, a really brutal stretch for the Vikings.
Well, that'll wrap it up for this week's edition of Tailgate Talk, Class A edition. We invite you to check out the other videos on Class B and Class C, and also check out all of our high school content on sunjournal.com, SJ Varsity, and pick up the print edition pretty much all week for all the football coverage you could possibly want. For Kalle Oaks, Randy Whitehouse, see ya.